everybody. So we are really excited you're here. This is our onboarding session that we now offer monthly on the third Monday of every month at 2 p.m. And this is to welcome you into your doTERRA experience as a customer, help you to feel really familiar with all the perks of having a customer account. And we're just really excited that you're here with us. So in the future, if you ever have somebody that you've shared doTERRA with, or you want to revisit some of the ins and outs of being a doTERRA customer, you can come back to this class and watch it. And we also provide you with a set of onboarding notes that Robin will pop into the chat for you as we get started. And we'll just kind of quickly introduce ourselves so that we can get down to the nitty gritty. But Robin, I'll pass over to you really quickly since you're going to help facilitate today's class with me.
Awesome. My name is Robin Pinault. I have been an essential oil educator since 2016 when I was gifted the intro kit. So I got peppermint, lavender, and lemon as my very first intro kit. I fell in love with lavender when I was trying to figure out how to get better quality and quantity of sleep, and have been in love with essential oils ever since. I am a marketing director by day, a still fairly new twin mama. My babies are 2 years old. So that's a little bit about me. I will be answering all the questions in chat and dropping lots of links for you to support Susan as she teaches. All right, Susan, back over to you.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks for partnering with me on the class. If you guys are new to Zoom, there's a chat button at the bottom of your screen where you can see questions asked and also ask questions. And other than that, you can sit back and take notes. You can take screenshots. You can do all the things that you like to do to be able to stay informed, because we're going to drop lots of information on you. And we really want to keep this class to under an hour. But just to give you a little heads up, we're going to help you learn how to navigate your doTERRA store, because once you become a customer, you have access to shop online with your discounts. We're going to share with you some of our top 10 getting started tips. We'll help you kind of curate and create a 90-day targeted health plan. And we're also going to give you lots of goodies. So you'll get a free ebook of recipes at the end, as well as an opportunity to win an Aroma Touch kit. And really quickly, if we haven't met or crossed paths before, my name is Susan Bursick. I am a mom of 2 boys. I started my own essential oil journey with doTERRA back in 2014. And I'm really just feeling like I'm in a new season of feeling excited again and kind of coming out of that 2-year fog that we've all sort of made our way through. So I'm really happy to be here with you guys and looking forward to helping you learn more about being a doTERRA customer. So in this session here, we're going to help you know all of the things that you can tap into from a calendar perspective. We have opportunities all throughout the year to help you learn and expand your knowledge about your oils, because it's really a continuing journey of education. So I just want to highlight a few of our different series. We have an 8-week continued education series. We offer a healthy habits program, an essential 30 cleanse. All of these are free and available to anybody who is a customer in the Whole Fit community. And we've also got a team calendar here. So you can either take a screenshot of this, or Robin can pop that in the chat, but that'll give you access to all of our different offerings so that you know, as you kind of plan out your year and months ahead, things that you can tap into and reference as your learning journey continues. So we do want to highlight a new program that we have starting November 1st that I know Robin and I are both super, super excited about. We both just came home from Salt Lake City last week and learned all about some new products that doTERRA is introducing, including a new metabolic health class that we're going to offer you to highlight and help you learn and understand all about the new metabolic products that have been really, really quickly having an impact on the people that have been sampling up to this point. And so I wanted to drop this little reminder in your calendar that you can join us as these new products launch to the whole community on October 1st. So a couple of links that Robin can offer you there will be something that you may want to take some time out of your evening to join us with on that October 3rd. So we also have an email series, which helps, again, guide you through the learning process. It's a 3-month sort of drip that you can subscribe to. So there's a sign-up option, again, that Robin will add into the chat box for you. And it'll just help you sort of bit by bit kind of learn to explore all of the different oils and ways that you can up-level your health without feeling overwhelmed. The very last thing that we want is for anybody to have these oils just sitting on their counters or in their boxes and not being used. used. So this series will definitely help you to navigate your learning process and feel supported along the way. Oh, did I get to the right? No, I clicked a link. That's what happened. Okay, so let's talk about navigating your doTERRA store. So this is the cool part about becoming a customer, is that you instantly have access to shopping online, getting the best deals. We want to make sure that you guys know how to place an order, how to find your order info in case you want to go back and reference anything. Learn about the different warehouse shopping options, as well as our rewards program. And just to keep in mind, if you are a Canadian customer of doTERRA, you actually have the option of shopping from both the Canadian and the US warehouse. And that's a really cool option, because the way the prices work out and the way that doTERRA absorbs the cost of duties and you're not being charged Canadian tax, the price almost always works out within a few dollars. So US warehouse will give you the entire doTERRA collection assortment. Canadian warehouse has a good chunk of it, with new things being added all the time. So let's jump into placing your next order. Maybe you're a brand new customer and you're just starting to get used to your oils. Maybe you've been a customer for a while and you're watching this as a refresher, but we want to just walk you through a couple of the screens that you can expect to see when you log in. So first thing you're going to do is just familiarize yourself with the website, which is just simply doterra.com. That's where you're going to log in with your ID number. Now, if for any reason you've lost your ID number, shoot a message to the person who enrolled you and they can provide that for you. And they will have either set you up with a password, or you may have done that for yourself. And then you're invited to create either a one-time order or to set up a loyalty order. A loyalty order is going to be the option that helps you to earn rewards and points. So just know that you can log in at any time and order anytime at 25% off. And the loyalty reward option, which we'll go into a little bit more in depth, is for those of you guys who want to kind of plan out a monthly way of sort of building up your natural toolkit of oils and different health products. And you're that person who probably has a loyalty card for all of the different stores that you shop at, and you like to be able to be rewarded for your loyalty. So your options are to place a one-time order just sporadically, throughout the year as you want, or to be able to plan something monthly that you add to your home and your toolkit so that you get those points and purchases. So when you log in, you'll see that option to select a warehouse, and then you can go from there. So what is that loyalty program that I was just talking about? So it's very simply an option for you to be in control of what you order and when. So you can create an order, choose from over 130 of our different essential oil blends or 160 natural lifestyle products. You can choose which date that you would like that order to be shipped to you so that you never run out. I know a lot of times instantly as a customer, you'll fall in love with, say, Serenity. Maybe Serenity has changed the game for your sleeping habits, and maybe you and your spouse or your kids are all going through the bottles of Serenity, and it's one you don't want to run out. It may be one that you decide to put into your monthly order. This gives you the option to earn free products. It gives you the option to have free shipping when you have an order that is 100 PV. So when you see PV with your purchases, that equates to sort of a product value, and you can customize and control what comes to your door each month. So kind of like those of you that might be familiar with ordering your groceries online, or any kind of different loyalty program that you've maybe been a part of, you can choose what goes in your cart, what day it ships, and have the opportunity to earn points and free products. So this might be a screen that you want to screenshot. We've got a toolkit available for you as a customer as well to help you understand it. But remember that PV that I mentioned, the point value that's attached to all of our products. So quite simply, just to be able to maintain being in the program and maintain any points that you've earned, you would want to have a monthly order that was anywhere from 1 PV to 49 PV. Now, if you wanted to earn rewards back on that, any of your orders that are 50 PV or higher, you're going to earn anywhere from 10 to 30% of that amount back as points that you can use for future free products. An order that's 100 PV or more would actually qualify you for free shipping and to earn commissions if you wanted to share your doTERRA link with somebody who would like to purchase through you. Each month we have a free product of the month. So this is a great way for you to earn up to 12 different free oils or products in a year. So if your order is 125 PV and you place it before the 15th, doTERRA is going to ship you their free product of the month. And then about 4 times throughout the year, doTERRA has special offers where they really throw some treats your way with a 200 PV order. So you can watch for that. I don't think we've had one in a couple months, so I would suspect that there's maybe one due to come. But that PV system is how you would kind of gauge what you want to, what you want to earn and how you want to earn those points. And again, the person who enrolled you can explain more of that in depth, but we definitely wanted to highlight it for those of you guys that are a customer who is, starting to swap out products in your home and you want to be able to just shop from your own store. This is a really, really great way to bank some points. I think personally, I have about $1,000 in free points that I can cash in for products, which is kind of nice this time of year as you start thinking about gift giving and people that you're shopping for the holidays. You may want to use some of those points to gift doTERRA to people in your life. So let's talk really quickly about how to set up the doTERRA order. And you can let us know in the chat if you are somebody who orders through LRP and what your experience has been. But basically, you're going to log in and click that you would like to create a new loyalty order. You're going to choose that processing date, as I mentioned. Just set it for before the 15th so that in case you decide to take advantage of the free product, your order is going to ship on time. And then you go shopping. You add the items to your bag. When you're done, you can click the bag icon at the top of the screen and select review the order, check to see that you like what's in there and that the PV value is attached to any of your goals. And then you can either save it to process automatically on a certain date, or you can continue the process and finish your order right there and ship it off. And then automatically that cart will bump out to the following month and be saved for you to go in and edit your order. Now, if for any reason you didn't happen to go in and edit your order, doTERRA would ship what was in that shopping cart. So definitely add little reminder into your phone to go in and change your order. It would be as if you went to Loblaws or the superstore and did your shopping, and then they shipped, brought you out the very exact same grocery cart the very next month. Some of you may like that, and that's perfect for you. But I know a lot of us would probably want to change up what's in that cart. So just keep that in mind and watch those points add up. You can save your rewards points to cash in for more expensive oils like Melissa and Sandalwood and Rose, which is a really cool treat for doTERRA to offer that for you guys to use those reward points for. So would love for you guys to pop into the chat. Is there one oil that you don't have yet and you can't wait to get your hands on? Robin and I would love to hear what that might be. I know for a lot of people that I share oils with, helichrysum is one that they sometimes hold off on, and they see me share it because it is, to me, it is that #1 first aid kit oil that you want to have handy in your bathroom or your kitchen. It's just such a showstopper oil. So definitely let us know if you're in the chat which video or which oil you would love to next add to your toolkit. So let's share with you guys really quickly a library of quick 2-minute videos. So we've linked this up in your class notes package. And if you're somebody who loves to just kind of go back and say, okay, how do I do this? Is there a video that can show me how? Maybe you're a visual learner. This link of videos here is there for you in your customer account to be able to reference how to shop and how to take advantage of extra deals and things like that. Okay, let us now introduce you, now that you know how to go in and place an order, to the Essential Oil Lifestyle Shop. So you might be somebody who's interested in playing around with a few do-it-yourself DIY ideas. So we're going to give you a link for our supply shop. You can also check out a shop called oillife.com. You can use a code to get $5 off a purchase of $25. But I know a lot of us, especially those of you guys who are starting to kind of weed out some of those products in your home that might be a little bit more toxic, and you want your investment in your oils to really go the distance. Exploring some different DIY recipes can be really sort of eye-opening and impressive to know that, bringing in a bottle of lemon, a bottle of tea tree allows you to make products that can touch a lot of different rooms in your home. So definitely tag that little shop to check out. And of course, resources. What would be an oil experience if you didn't have resources to support you? So a couple of our faves that we definitely want you guys to know know about would be the Essential Life book, which also comes as an app. This is a beautiful coffee table book. For those of you guys that like to collect books, this is probably one of our favorites because it's colorful, it's beautiful, it is filled with knowledge, but you can also download an app version. Another popular area that people like to explore is emotions and how essential oils impact that. So you can check out the Essential Emotions book. There's also the Everything Essential Library, which is a free resource that you can look up just about any health concern and read how to use those oils and hear a few testimonials. And then, of course, our Whole Fit Community Facebook group, which is a gem because you can use a search bar to bring up topics, ideas, questions, see if it's been covered in the past 8+ years that community has existed. It's a wealth of knowledge. So definitely know these resources and know that there are so many different things that you can tap into to continue your own education process. Okay, let's talk about our lifestyle guide. So this is part of our doTERRA lifestyle ladder of wellness, we'll call it. Each base sort of builds upon the last, which I like because it really reflects sort of taking that like step-by-step approach to just sort of exploring what a healthier lifestyle is going to look like for you in your home. You can browse this guide to have a walkthrough of our products and oils that can really help support the foundation of your health. Robin's going to pop a link in the chat there for you guys if you'd like to look at a virtual copy. And for those of you guys that maybe have enrolled and you didn't explore having a class taught to you first, and you just maybe found doTERRA online, or you were following somebody and clicked their online shop, we're going to touch really quickly on the 3 ways to use oils, because these are always great to revisit and learn a little bit more. But really quickly, of course, the 3 ways to use them are aromatic, topical, and internal. Aromatic being the most popular way, of course, to use your oils. You can, see how easy it is just to take a lid off. Inhale. Next easiest would be that drop in the hands, rubbing together, making that little tent over your nose and inhaling. Topically is when you want to be able to focus on a more localized area. Maybe you've got some stiffness in your neck. Maybe you've got some tummy digestion or some head tension that you're going to actually put those oils on topically. And internally would be where you're going to use oils to support your body in an internal method. So we're going to teach you how to do those quick things. And what's really cool is that even when you simply just smell an oil, they get to work on your body so quickly. And you'll start to know as you, of course, play around and use these oils yourself, just how easy it is to be able to experience something in a quick way when the aroma gets into your system and starts going to work. Using oils safely. This is often a big topic for people that are very new to learning and a little bit hesitant, because our oils are very powerful. They pack a lot of punch in one drop, and it's definitely one of those experiences where you're going to start light and kind of build your way up. And we have lots of resources, of course, to help you guys feel empowered when you take that bottle off. But keep in mind the power of just 1 to 2 drops at a time. These oils are pure, often less is best. Oils, of course, you don't want to be applying them inside your eyes or your ear canals, and you want to remember to wash your hands after you use them. I'm sure those of us who've been around for a while have all made the mistake of, grabbing some peppermint and cooling ourselves off, and then you get busy and you forget and you go to rub your eye. You're going to know, you forgot to wash the peppermint off. So keep in mind that you can always dilute your oils as well if you're somebody with more sensitive skin, or you're using your oils on the younger people in your family, or maybe even the elderly people that have, very sensitive skin. Diluting your oils with another carrier oil will not only help with any skin sensitivities, but they'll also actually help that oil to work longer and just drive a little bit deeper into the skin. So a good starting point is to keep in mind using about a teaspoon of a carrier oil. We've got a little picture here of doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil, but you can use a lot of different types of oils: jojoba oil, avocado oil, rosehip oil. There's all kinds of different bases. And if you use about a teaspoon of that for 1 drop of essential oil, you're really going to help your oils go the distance and really have a beautiful topical experience. Let's talk about internal use now. So internal is safe, and I really want you guys to remember this, especially if you've had experiences with different brands. Your internal use is going to be specific to doTERRA only. And the daily limit of internal use is going to be around 24 drops. So some of you guys may have a lot of experience with using oils internally. Some of you made this maybe a completely new idea. And that's what these educational classes are for, is to help kind of guide you and open up some doors to different ways that you can use your oils. But internal use, doTERRA only. Okay, guys? Some oils are actually going to feel kind of hot to the skin. So those would be oils like your cinnamons, your thymes, oregano, cassia, clove. Those should always be used with a carrier oil, as they can feel hot on the skin. And then one of my favorites, I know we're kind of nearing the end of our hot and sunny days, depending on where you live, but your citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you happen to put some wild orange or bergamot or lemon on your skin and you were to go outside into the sun's going to be really attracted to those areas. And I have definitely burnt myself and have ended up with some red marks for several days when I have forgotten this. So you'll only do it once and then you'll remember, but just keep that in mind as you're using your citrus oils, that they definitely can attract the sun and not to have them directly on your skin in the sunshine. So how many of you guys are interested or have seen people that you've, followed in the oil world making roller bottles? This was one of my most fun things that I got my hands into when I first got my oils. I was so curious about blending and trying different things. And again, making my investment go the extra mile. So here's a quick page that you can just screenshot quickly, but you can order from our oil toolkit shop or Amazon, or maybe you have a store in your town that sells, glass bottles, but you can pick up these glass roller bottles. You can make custom rollers for your skin, for digestion, head tension, sleep, first aid, all kinds of different topics. Of course, you can purchase things from doTERRA that do these, but if you're somebody who's really wanting to make that investment go the extra mile, don't be afraid to play around with the whole DIY idea of creating different drops and different combinations. And we're going to share different recipes with you in our ebook, so make sure you stick around for that. And you can order really cheaply little labels from your doTERRA store so that you can label your bottles and know what's in them. Okay, let's talk about internal again. So this is where you are going to want to, again, be very, very cautious of how you are using oils internally. For an adult, the ideal amount would be 2 to 4 drops in a 24-hour period, no more than 12 to 24. But there's some really cool things, really cool oils that you can take from your collection to be able to help support your immune system, digestion, anything that's kind of, a little bit more acute. Maybe you have an event coming up and you can start to feel those signs of a cold coming on. This is where you're going to want to really pack that punch and explore around with making things internally. And you can actually purchase from your doTERRA store a little bottle of veggie caps. So these are empty veggie capsules that you can put your essential oils into so that you can swallow them internally. So just keep in mind that when you make them, you don't want to make up a bunch and store them, because that oil could eventually eat through the capsule. But these are for you to be able to make in the moment and take and support your body in an internal way. So would love for you guys to just take a quick break here and share with us in the chat any cool experiences that you've had recently with your oils. I know for myself, when I watch different classes being taught or have different, class environments with different people, there's almost something new that I learn every single time 8+ years in, because all of us are using our oils in different ways and having different experiences, and people discover new tricks and tips. So it's always cool to share that little bit of information, and we'd love to hear it. So as you guys are adding that to the chat, we'll talk about some of our top 10 lifestyle integration tips. And one of the very first would be, how do I organize my oils? So I can remember being a customer and starting to get my first, couple months of orders. And I was like, I would just love to know that there was somewhere neat that I could put these all, and how do I keep them straight? Well, those bottle cap stickers that I mentioned are going to be crucial for those of you guys who like to open up a drawer and see what's in it. So you can order these from your back office. You can purchase little vials as well in different sizes. So if you're somebody who likes to travel and have your oils on the go, which we highly recommend, you just never know when you're in a scenario where you need one. You don't always want to be carrying those 15 ml bottles around. So know that you can purchase glass bottles right up to little 1/4 ml dram size that carry about 15 drops, which makes it very, very easy then to be able to use your oils on the go and swap them out into your different bags and purses. And then of course you're going to want to put your oils where you'll see them and use them. The last thing that you want to do is have them hiding somewhere. And there are so many new and pretty options like wood cases. And I mean, you can go to Winners and HomeSense and do just about anything with a little wooden tray or a little acrylic tray or something pretty. Don't be afraid to decorate your home with different vignettes of oils. These are all the rooms you can use them in, everything from your car to your bathroom, laundry room, bedroom. And if you have little stations where they're sitting out and looking beautiful, you're far more likely to grab them and use them. So let's touch on a few of those healthy swaps since we talked about the different rooms that you might find your oils. Let's switch our brain on to think about, as we run out of some of the products that we may have previously been using, there's probably an option to ditch it and switch to something more natural that you can shop from your very own store. So this is all about redirecting your spending. And as you're doing that, utilizing our loyalty program so that as you are switching, some of the shampoos or laundry room products that are very heavy in fragrance and things that you're cleaning surfaces of your home with. As you ditch those, switch over to your store, get rewarded with points, and be able to replace some of these things even for free down the road. So again, we've got topics like skincare, healthcare, nutrition, dental, cleaning, all different avenues and different areas of focus that you may want to dive into all at once because you're a fanatic, or you may say, hey, I've got some work I want to do in the cleaning department in my home, and I would love to be able to just kind of dive into that and tackle that for the next couple months. So this is where these continuing education classes that we offer will be really helpful in your learning journey. So we also don't want to have you underestimate the power of diffusing several times throughout the day. And what it's about is asking yourself, what do I want to experience right now? What's the vibe or the feeling? You can have really big impact through the power of aroma. So just a real quick one you may want to look at would be oils that you could diffuse in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. And of course, there's a different vibe for all of those different times of day. So you can use that as a reference to kind of kick off some of your diffusing experience. So a few tips to make it easy. Keep a bottle or a pitcher of water near your diffuser for easy filling. So in my home, I've got one at my front door. I've got one in my laundry room, and you can, just fill a pretty little glass with water and add your 4 to 6 drops, depending on the room size. You'll want to clean your diffuser every couple of weeks by adding a few pumps of On Guard foaming hand wash into the basin and flushing it out. You'll know when your diffuser needs a cleaning because your oils will just start to smell a little bit funky. You'll get a different combination of everything you've used, and you'll know that it's not smelling best. And you'll open it up and kind of see that little oil residue working up. So just kind of keep it in the back of my mind. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to clean it out. You can also customize different blends by filling up an empty oil bottle that you might have. So let's say you've been going to your diffuser and you've been putting in 5 different oils. Why don't you take an empty bottle, put those 5 oils into one, and condense it down to one, and use that to do your diffusing blends. There's also a copy here of a diffuser blend book that you can print off that we'll add into the chat box for you. So let's talk about adding citrus oils to our water. This is one of my personal favorite ways to enhance my drinking water, is just simply adding 1 to 2 drops. What you'll want to keep in mind when you're adding oils to your water is to use a glass or stainless steel. If you can remember that citrus oils like to break down plastic, that'll be all you need to know, and then just switch out to glass or stainless steel when you add 1 to 2 drops. So here's a few ideas of some of our favorite citrus oils that you can first try out if you're getting used to drinking citrus in your water. And of course, our lifelong vitality program. So we're just going to really quickly mention this because it is doTERRA's #1 product, because it really works well at filling in the gaps in our daily nutrition. I know I'm not alone in feeling like there's often a lot of days where I don't hit all of the different food groups or nearly the right amount, especially when it comes to the fruit and veggies. So this is a system that's comprised of 3 supplements. So if you were to look at the body like a machine, this Microplex is like good, clean fuel for your body. The Alpha CRS is going to help keep your engine clean by allowing the fuel to work to its fullest potential. And then the Z Omega is going to keep your engine well greased so that all the working parts can move fluidly. So if you're a car person, that'll sound appealing to you. But I think at the bottom line is that, you need to know, from those of us that are moms and have kids and have gone through that roller coaster of just feeling spread too thin, this is a game changer when it comes to consistent energy levels and less pain and inflammation in your body, and then good, strong hair, nails, and skin to boot. So if you're just getting started out with these, you may want to play around with half the dose and kind of work your way up to the full dose. But it is a phenomenal addition to your wellness journey as a doTERRA customer. So, let's talk about saving our empties. As you get using your oils, you'll realize, you've got this huge collection of bottles. We have tons and tons of different DIY ideas for you to be able to use as you go through your oils and don't want to just be chucking them in the recycling bin. So definitely explore different ways that you can use that. You can chuck empty bottles into Epsom salts to really kind of soak out and draw out every last oil. There's all kinds of cool crafts you can do. Maybe your kids want to explore with some DIYing. Definitely tons of ways for you to use those empty bottles. And then this was kind of a new idea for me. I hadn't kind of taken it that far, but save your product empties as well. This might be when you want to screenshot like I did, because the containers are cute. So why not, when they're empty, use them for additional things, especially if you are that type of person that likes to really reduce your waste in your house and make things go the extra mile. Okay, so how many of you guys have heard about establishing a good morning home routine or a good night home? If you have been, in any of our Whole Fit communities or programs, this might not be new to you, but for some of us, it's kind of a new idea to think about welcoming our home routine in and bringing our oils into that experience. So again, this might be a screen you wanna save, but a good morning home routine is simple, right? It's turning on your diffusers. It's, tossing in a load of laundry early in the morning. Maybe you've got some produce in your kitchen that you want to get soaking for the day. You can utilize your oils and your On Guard soap to do that. You can add oils like cinnamon, vanilla, peppermint to your coffee experience. You can go around and water your house plants, and you can add oils to that experience. So there's lots of different ways that you can kind of show that love to different rooms in your house using these beautiful oils that you have invested in. And likewise, there's a routine that we have kind of put together that makes for a beautiful good night home routine. So wiping off your counters at the end of the day with some of your oils or your On Guard products, adding a few drops to lemon oil. This is one of my favorites, right? There's nothing worse than a yucky dishcloth. So add a couple drops of oil to your dishcloth overnight. You can also run diffusers through the evening to work at cleansing the air. You can pop oils into your dishwasher. You can soak things for the morning. You can set up different stations, empty your garbage and add oil into the canisters, all kinds of little different things that you can do to just kind of close down your home. So definitely explore that if that's a new idea to you. But most importantly, we really want to help you guys come up with a targeted health plan that speaks to you where you're at in your own personal health journey. And sometimes it really is as simple as a couple of drops of oil in your water in the morning and starting to take some supplements. Maybe you're going to switch over from a breakfast that was kind of making you feel really tired an hour later, and you're switching over to using some of the protein products and greens that doTERRA offers. Maybe your afternoon is going to be, we're going to kind of switch away from reaching for treats, and you're going to start exploring with peppermint and essential oils in your water. And then in the evening, maybe giving yourself that opportunity to properly unwind with lavender in your diffuser or some drops of cedarwood on your feet, and taking a Serenity soft gel and really honoring the bedtime prep process instead of just, going full tilt and crashing into bed and then not being able to unwind and relax. So there really is so many different ways that you can explore these oils. And something cool that we have done as a community is we've each kind of collected and given you guys different routines that we all have. And I mean, these change up from season to season, but if you would like a little kind of overview of 6 different ways that some of us use oils in a day, these are really cool to explore because, as I said, we're all on different health journeys and we've all got different things that we're tackling. So you may see something here that kind of opens up an opportunity for you to explore your oils a little more deeply. So when we talk about integrating a different health plan, there are actually wellness kits designed to help you in some of these departments. So as I mentioned, some of you maybe have been drawn to the oils because you struggle with sleep. And that was kind of your priority in becoming a customer, was learning how to get better, more restful sleep. And so there are things like a sleep kit. Some of you guys might be really interested in learning a more natural way to tackle digestive issues. There are targeted kits that you can add to your loyalty reward order that kind of help you unpack, all the different options that can support some of these areas. So we can drop a link in here for you if you'd like to explore those a little bit more deeply. And these are a little bit more new to doTERRA. And I would say, as somebody who's been a customer for several years, this to me is super cool, that you can say, okay, I'm just going to block out all the other options, and I'm going to get really, really targeted for the next 90 days and get my sleep under control so that I can start to build some different health habits on top of really nailing one of these things. So there's actually just 5 right now, but there's different kit plans that you can explore. So the digestive opportunity, immunity, maybe you've been that household that's just constantly catching everything that goes by. Maybe you've got young kids that are new to school or new to daycare, and you're starting to experience what it feels like to be exposed to all the germs. Maybe there's respiratory opportunity in your home, or you're a body that has been riddled with pain and inflammation. Lots of different kits here for you to explore that should help kind of kickstart your journey into feeling better and feeling empowered, that you can choose some products and oils that have the studies and the research to make sure that we're feeling good. So let's talk about really getting into this here. So we want to make sure that you guys feel inspired to use your oils. We want to know that when they arrive to your home, that you're going to get them set up in different areas. You're going to feel comfortable logging in and ordering what you need. We want to know that you are supported with your loyalty and rewarded for that if you're a household that wants to kind of build this toolkit out. So your first step, of course, is just getting those oils set up properly in your house and kind of figuring out what is the area that I want to target, and kind of narrow down a potential wellness program or any other oils. You may have somebody else in your house that has some different needs, getting those added to your cart. And then what we like to do as a community is reward those of you guys that do that. So there's an opportunity in our Facebook group to fill out a monthly draw for an Aroma Touch kit. So again, if you're new to your oil journey and you are excited about free stuff, this is something that you will definitely want to check out. And of course, our favorite gift to give those of you guys who decide to become a customer in our community is the Supernatural Recipe Guide. I felt like the luckiest person ever when I became a customer with doTERRA in the Whole Fit community, because for one, you're surrounded by people who have more knowledge than you, knowledge in different areas, or maybe on a similar health journey, and you kind of create that bond. We have really good people here. But one of the coolest things that Ange has put together is this recipe guide. So again, I know that when you decide to make the investment into bringing oils into your home, we want to know that they are stretching and going to work for you as very best as they can, because you're spending in your dollar means a lot. And so this recipe guide is awesome. Robin's going to add that ebook link for the Zoom chat. So make sure that you jot it down and make sure that you gift yourself the opportunity to explore all that's offered in this kit, because it will just kind of open up a whole world of possibility, as it did for us. And it's just a really cool thing for us to be able to pay forward to you. And we also want to encourage you to keep your learning going. So as we mentioned, we've got our continuing oil education series, which we offer. It has all kinds of different, again, targeted weeks of topics. We've got our Healthy Habits program, which runs in February. We've got an Essential 30 cleanse, which helps you to be able to utilize some of our different supplements and know how to use them. And they're just dropped very strategically throughout the year, not to overwhelm you, but to know that at one point in each year, you've got an opportunity to kind of join your community and go through something that helps you understand your products better and has a really good outcome in how you're going to feel. So bottom line, we want you to be able to use your oils. We want you to feel empowered to share them when, you're having those conversations with friends and family, and, somebody shares a struggle or something that they're experiencing, and that you've kind of experienced a solution for them, and give you that opportunity to teach. So as we want to wrap up, I just want to be able to share that For me, it became very apparent as I was experiencing wins in my household with my kids. My kids were babies at the time. I was pregnant at the time. And now we use our oils in so many different ways. I really felt this like desire that I had to share some of the wins that I was having. And I know that happens for a lot of you guys as customers. You know, when you reach that point where you start experiencing a solution for all the head tension issues that you've struggled with, and you finally get that under your belt and you're feeling good, it's really hard to keep that information to yourself. So just always keep in mind that there is an opportunity here for you to be able to take your doTERRA store that you have as a customer and utilize that to share your oils. And it's basically the concept of being paid to live healthy and help others, which I absolutely love. I know a lot of us end up in jobs that don't give us that feeling of fulfillment and maybe isn't the sense of community that we are looking for. And the relationship between your application of the oils and products is very, very relevant to how your business could potentially grow. And it really is an affordable business option because it is simply the cost of you doing your loyalty reward. So I like to think of it as, okay, I will buy the products that I was, potentially spending money at Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart, maybe a health food store. I'm going to swap out those. I'm going to, be ordering a few of the oils that my family uses. And that investment into my home is the simple cost that I can open up a business and share that opportunity with other people and direct them to my store. So just keep that in the back of your mind and know that after the first year, purchasing as a loyal customer, you'll have earned at least 300 PV in free product. So it's really like you're investing 9 months of your purchases, getting 3 months free, and having access to share your oils with absolutely anybody. And it really is as simple as use the oils, share your experience, and teach somebody else how to do it. And I know for both Robin and I over the past 6 and 8 years, it's been a super, super rewarding way to bring income into our homes and to do it from home. So again, just to kind of sum that up, you've got the opportunity to share. You can invite people to all of these classes. Everything that we offer to you as a customer, you can pay forward and offer to a customer. So it's never like you have to become the expert or have the knowledge, because you really do get to plug them into our community and use the people that have been, in this community for several years and allow them to be the teachers of the people that you introduce and just plug them into our programs. We have such an incredible community, an incredible business opportunity. We support you in helping to launch your business every year. And it's just, to be quite frank, a pretty awesome gig. So what you'll want to do, if that is of interest to you, is just to simply message the person that enrolled you, and they will connect you to this free business training page here, where we've got an overview of what our Launch Your Biz signature program looks like. And we like to keep it really simple so that you really are just feeling inspired to use your oils and share those experiences with those that you meet. So we're going to come back into the Zoom room for some Q&A. And if you're somebody, I don't know how active our chat has been today, but you can save the chat from today. So as Robin has been adding those links, you can go into the chat box and click those 3 buttons there that you'll see in the picture. And you can download and save all of those links. And as well, your notes package today has a lot of the links that have been shared as well. All right. So not bad. We're at 43 minutes, just as the dog's on the lookout for squirrels and rabbits. Robin, was there anything that came up that anybody needed any guidance with, or?
There's no questions. I was just firing. I know it's a lot of links, Candace and Denise. So if you have any questions, just let us know. I feel like your dog was like, I was just waiting for you to finish teaching. Yeah. My kids are crying upstairs. So it's perfect amount of time.
Is hop on Zoom and you've got the animals and the kids and the work in the background, and you can still connect and share. So we just want to say thank you guys for joining us. And as always, take it, just chunk it down into things that are relevant to you right now, and know that you can always plug in and build upon all of the things we've shared, and get those oils into different rooms of your house and make sure they're in front of your face looking pretty so that you feel inspired to use them.
Awesome.
Thank you, Robin, for helping in the chat and providing all those links. I really appreciate it.
For sure. Have an amazing rest of your day, ladies.